if you really want to be a successful investor, you just look for some stuff the things that are obvious but not apparent. I don't know if that's the way to say it. Where you have companies that there is some unique quality that aren't apparent that are in front of you and that you buy. But that is not to say that it happens right away. Sometimes it takes years and years and years. It depends on, I don't give advice. I really don't give advice, recommendations. I want to make that clear. I just talk where I see certain things that I think are obvious and should be shared. I think the middle level investor, call it the small investor, needs a break, and he's not getting it from Wall Street. And so if you say, what should you do here? Hey, I don't do this because, I'm in and out, got all kinds of hedges going on. But frankly, I would say keep cash. And I know people say, well, I don't make any money on the cash. And I always say to friends of mine every once in a while when I'm bearish, over the years I've been bullish and I've been bearish. I'm not a perma-bear in any way. But I say, you know what? You're only making 1% on your cash. What's better, making 1% or losing 30%? And that's really the question you should ask yourself. But if you're willing to take some risks, and you're willing to, I would only take money, invest in the market, especially today. You can afford to lose, you really can afford to lose another 30-40% of it, and grit your teeth, and then live with it, and not have to be forced out in a margin call or get nervous. You have to have that temperament. After years and years of doing this, I'm inured to it. I could lose a great deal of money for a week or a month, and it doesn't bother me at all.
Over to talk about oil. It's had its worst day yesterday since 1991. You are an investor in the sector through this Occidental Petroleum deal from last year. You put in $10 billion, I think, and maybe some more after that. I know you get preferred dividends, but that investment has to be underwater at this point. What's your thinking?
Well, the 10 billion is some preferred stock with warrants, and there is no market. It's a private deal, but we also have about 2% of the common stock, and that's down significantly. And as I said when I did it, the biggest variable is the price of oil, and I don't know the price of oil, and every day it gets quoted. And Today it's, quoted at whatever it is, on WTI, maybe it's $33 or something like that. And now it's going back into what they call contango, where the far out sells at a premium, where it was in backwardation when we did the deal, and the far out was at a discount. But there's still, if you have an opinion on oil, you can buy or sell oil either 1 year out or 2 years out or 3 years out or something of the sort. And when oil was in the 30s, there's a lot of agony in the oil patch, and the math just changes terrifically. I mean, it just doesn't pay to drill in a lot of areas, and the Saudis can turn out a lot of it with practically no operating costs, or they've got very, very, very cheap operations.
I mean, between that war between the Saudis and the Russians, and then also perhaps the secular decline of demand, given concerns about climate change, is this really a great place to invest?
Well, I don't think the secular demand will change that much, but certainly the immediate demand has changed. I mean, the airlines need less, and people drive less if they're working out of their homes, and you can change. When you're talking about something close to 100 million barrels a day, if you change it by 5%, that is huge. If everybody wants to keep producing what they were before, and it's what they call the marginal barrel that determines the price. When I took economics in school, they used to talk about the marginal mine in gold, and that was a very big deal. And my professor said he wanted to buy the marginal mine somewhere over in Africa. He had a little tiny mine, and it would have a big sign that said marginal mine, and the whole world would watch it. Well, that's what we do with oil, except we're talking 100 million barrels a day, and small supply or demand changes can have a very disproportionate one. It's an appropriate change in price, and it does correct itself over time. I mean, there's that line that the solution to $25 oil is $25 oil. I mean, people quit drilling, and that doesn't affect the Saudis much, because they don't have to drill to turn up production that much. But if you get into the shale projects, I mean, the math really changes on them depending on prices.
I say basically hold. I mean, the idea that the European news or slowdown in this or that or anything like that, that would not cause you, if you owned a good farm and had it run by a good tenant, you wouldn't sell it because somebody said, here's a news item, this is happening in Greece or something of the sort. If you owned an apartment house and you got to raise your rents a little, it was well located, and you had a good manager, you wouldn't dream of selling it. If you had a good business personally, the local McDonald's franchise, you wouldn't be thinking about buying or selling it every day. Now, when you own stocks, you own pieces of businesses, and they're wonderful businesses. You can pick the best businesses in the world. And to buy or sell on current news is just crazy. You're in a wonderful business. You got people running it for you. You know you're going to do well over 5 or 10 years. And to think news events should cause you to try and dance in and out of something that's a wonderful game is a terrible mistake. So get into a bunch of wonderful businesses and stay with them.
But you said I said buy, and you changed it to hold. Does that mean don't sell, or does that mean?
Well, I mean, if you haven't got them yet, you buy them consistently over time. So you sort of average over time. And I've been buying all my life. I bought my first stock, when I was 11 years old, and it was about 3 months after Pearl Harbor, and Corregidor was falling, and they had the death march at Bataan, and all the news was terrible. It was a great time to buy stocks, and I should have held that stock forever, and I've been buying stocks ever since.
What's the biggest mistake?
Well, the biggest mistake they make is listening to a lot of other people and buying something because they think it's going to go up next week.